high cholesterol and had one of these images, and I have mild blockage. I discovered that about 8 years ago, and about 10 or 12 years, my doctor has been stalking me to get me on one of these statins. And really, I put it off for about 8 years. And then I saw one of my good friends just about die 3 times, Merle Scholes, and I saw him in the hospital on a ventilator. Have you ever seen anybody on a ventilator? And it was, he had a heart attack and he had to put these stents in. One, I believe, one vein was so bad they couldn't get it in. I says, with the urging of Brady, my son, he says, Dad, you got to get on this statin. So eventually I did. And I said, I don't want to end up like that. Meantime, Jody has been pushing me since last summer to get on this Mila thing. No, I'm going to stick on this statin. And so I thought, well, I'm going to think about this. So I went in last October. She's been trying to get me on Mila since last summer. But in October, I took a blood test. So I measured up the PSA, measured up my cholesterol, and my cholesterol was 334. And I did roll over to the doctor, and I went on a statin. And it came down to actually, I'm missing a little cog here. I asked Jackie, my wife, before I went on the statin, find me a very good omega product. She did. It's called Rescue. And I slugged the system with that for months. And I brought it down myself to 217. And I went into the doctor. I thought, well, this is great. He's going to be happy. He says, it's not good enough. You're still building, you're clogging. So with that, I rolled over and got on the statin. And the statin brought it down to 165. But I just hate the idea of being on this chemical, because you know how it is. They're really great at first. 10 years later, well, you're losing your liver, so that scares me a little bit. So I did roll over and go on the statin, and the statin brought it down to 165. And I went into the doctor, and he says, you got to have an additional chemical, which I said, nope, not going to do it. I didn't tell him that. So that's when I went with Jody and the Mila, and hoping I can wean myself off of the statin. That was my plan. So I did that in October. I took the blood test, measured everything, and then in February I took another one. And it came down another 6% with the Mila. And Jackie did the same thing. My wife, her points came down 34 points. Now, I can't fudge and tell you I'm off the statin, but I'm biting some of the pills in half. They're 80 whatever dosage, and I didn't tell the doctor that. But I did give him the brochure and all the information. That's pretty impressive. I started 334 with a omega 3 product, brought it down to 217, and then down with the statin, but even further down with the Mila. So my goal is to wean myself off of the statin. So Jody's happy, I'm happy, I think I'm going in the right direction.